Hello. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Ponda channel. Ponda is not with us, but his emissaries are. Hello, we're just learning chess here. He has a different voice every day. I don't know. We'll have to take him to the doctor or something. The Macro Panda. Oh, you're that chess master. You guys like that story. How long does it take? I don't have to switch my plates, I hope. I just have to change the registration, like, into my name. You know, I hope it doesn't mean that I have to get new plates. I didn't even think about that, JCS. I'm assuming that I could keep the same plates, but just change the name. I'm not sure now. But luckily, I'm not in danger of getting arrested. So what's up, guys? We're playing 5+3 casual blitz here. Welcome, Asterbait, JCS. I saw a BBSD, a new subscriber stream. We're taking Fast Friday 5+3. Alright, BBSD is first. Casual 5+3 challenges, guys. I have to call the car insurance guy and ask him what the best way to do it is. There's some forms I have to fill out. Okay, BBSD. Let's play, if you don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday the police pulled me over for bureaucratic reasons. BBSD 1. JCS. We've played BBSD 1, but I don't remember. I don't remember the games, man. Uh-oh. F4. The Tal Gambit. Soltigo's gonna be here. That's cool. Breaking news, Internet Chess Master arrested for smuggling pandas. No, the cop lady yesterday was like checking out the back of my car. It reminded me of the time when I was like 21 and I got pulled over by the police in my dad's truck. And he had like a nudie magazine or something in the back that he was... It wasn't really a nudie magazine, it was just this like calendar for his work that had like half-naked girls on it and stuff. And the police were like... They're like looking through my stuff while they're holding me for driving erratically or something. Alright, bishop to c4. It's a long story. What's this about? You're sacrificing a pawn here on f4. I don't really know if I like that. That's not a pawn I necessarily want to take. It's actually getting in white's way in a lot of situations when knight takes f4. So when the cops pulled me over when I was like 21, they were kind of like teasing me, you know, they were like torturing me. I haven't even been living in the United States in like the last 14 years, so I've hardly like been pulled over by the police lately. Alright. Bishop to c4, knight to c6. I don't even drive in Hungary. The Hungarian drivers are just too much. I would be terrified to drive in Hungary. You see little old ladies get blown away on the zebra crossings by crazy Hungarian drivers all the time. I wouldn't want to drive there. I've joked about this before. Like, I have German friends who talk about Hungarian drivers. Nefilov, did you know that all pandas, not pandas, belong to one state? The panda state. They all belong to one state? Which state is is that legally true? They all belong to like China or something? Panda is our official mascot, but he's in Budapest, where all the crazy drivers are. Okay. A4 castles. We're just hosting a blitz stream here, guys. Queen b3 is up next. It's basically like a kind of King's Indian with colors reversed. Wonder about the move b6, but it secures my c5 pawn. Somewhat unsound. Somewhat unsound. Wait, I saw you were online. Was it this morning? It must have been this morning when I first logged on, and I thought, man, you must be up early. Or up late. Bob's here. Welcome to our Friday stream, Bob. Alright. I had to run a lot of errands today. Friday's my errand morning. Errand boy. All pandas belong to China and only allowed to leave China on loans. Well, if they leave China, they arrest them at the airport in Canada or something like that. The latest. I know all the latest current events. Pandas that work for Hawaii, or however you say that, Hawaii, the Chinese communications electronic company. Okay, Queenie 2. We're waiting for the Canadian authorities to extradite them to the United States. What's up, guys? Good to see everybody. Queen D6. It was a bad joke. Why when I try and issue a challenge, it is forcing me to issue at 7+3? You must have some sort of... You have a setting? If you go to play... Oops, I shouldn't have done that. I almost just tried to click play, but it didn't respond. If you go to play, you go to like create a game or something. You have like a sort of default time control. You just need to like go to the settings and change it somehow. Huawei. Thank you, Bob. Someone else told me that yesterday, but I couldn't remember. I just say Hawaii. It's easier. So knight a3. We did expect this. And now if I play bishop b7, he has knight b5 with a nasty trick. But his f4 pawn again is offered. I'm really thinking of taking it this time. Probably a bad idea, but I mean seriously, if I play knight takes f4 and you take on f4 and I take with the queen, you don't really have... You probably only have like one crushing discovery there. With like knight d4. That doesn't even really work. Bishop b7, knight b5, queen d7, bishop takes d5, queen takes d5, knight c7 is the problem when I lose the exchange in a lot of lines. That's downright annoying. What are we going to do? Like rook b8? Rook b8. Knight takes f4, bishop takes f4, queen takes f4, knight to d4. I have just knight takes d4. Wake up. Wake up! Wake up! Alright. Obviously, if queen e4, I play e5, I guess. That was as far as I analyzed. But that's not the only move. I could just move my knight back to e6. If you take an introductory Chinese course and drop after a few days, at least it sounds like my mathematics courses at university. I was really good at withdrawing. The withdraw. Don't even start, Bob. Withdrawing from classes. Takes f4. Queen takes f4. Due to chess responsibilities. I'm all over the map with conversation today, guys. Whatever you want to talk about, you know, I'm game. As long as it's not too perverted or inappropriate. Okay, queen takes f4. Don't get Bob started. Did I also mention that pawn that eats, shoots, and leaves? Yeah, I'm down with the bamboo, man. I mean, I like, you know, I like the odd bamboo shoot in my Chinese food. Nefedov. I mean, there in the UK, you have very good Indian food, but I have to say that most likely, you know, in the United States, we have better Chinese food than in the UK. Hungary, the Chinese restaurants in Hungary are really pretty shaky. I would say. They have these like standard Chinese buffets, and they're just not that good. Massachusetts has great Indian food. HTFP. That is a weird statement. I've eaten at some Indian restaurants in Boston, but not many. and I didn't know that it was necessarily better than any other place. It wouldn't be something I would really like think about. Oh, Massachusetts has great Indian food. The UK a little bit more what you would expect. Okay, so what if yeah, I see knight e4 as a pain, so I don't really want to allow that. This move looks pretty good. Every kind of food in California is vegetarian. 95, California Pizza Kitchen. Someone on sound, whenever I travel abroad, I get the local Chinese food. Finland was different, I bet. I just don't, it just doesn't do it for me in Hungary, the Chinese food there. I just don't think it's like really very authentic. Boston has decent Chinese food, but I never thought about Indian food. I don't live in Boston. I don't really live near the city. Here in the United States. HTFP said we have a large Indian community. Well, oddly enough, the guy who was my next door neighbor in my dormitory freshman year in college at Boston University was not only Indian, but an Indian guy from Massachusetts, which was interesting. I'll have to ask him. Rook f2. All our pieces are in play. I'm just saying, like, the UK has like this colonial history with India, so their tradition for Indian food is pretty deep. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're gonna give back material at some point. Material. Salty goes like, you guys, there was an authentic Asian restaurant in Maine, just one, where they were illegally bringing in immigrants. The food was nothing like American Chinese food. Authentic. Maine was the first state to crack down. They arrested the pizza delivery guys too. Alright, e6. I think here we should consider just simplifying. Simplification. It's a pity to give up in bishop, but come on now. Pity. He's being kind of stubborn. Knight d3. Just like announcing my moves. Makes them strong. Never trade queens when you're down material. Never get out of the boat, Bob. Never say never. Uh-oh. Look how cagey he is. Another pawn. Material means nothing to this man. He's only interested in positional considerations. Very well. My inner materialist has been summoned. That's too many pondas. 3 pondas up. He's getting cagey though. Uh-oh, that's kind of a concession. These pandas are too strong. A mass of pandas on the king side. Alright, let's stop talking about food because it's just making me hungry. It's dangerous. I just went food shopping, and that's bad enough, you know, when you're hungry and you go shopping for food. But then to have to talk about food, you know, and not really eat anything but like a granola bar in between shopping for food and then doing the stream is gonna drive me berserk. So I'm trying to keep the weight off, guys. Alright guys, we're playing 5+3 casual here. We chat about everything. Came upon a roadkill deer. I never heard about that. It sounds like a fun song though. Christmas song. Obviously for Rudolph. G3. Alright. Darn it, you're supposed to play... I don't know. What did I play against Boguslavsky? I guess I played bishop d7, but I don't really like this move. This is my problem. I wanted to play like b6 and bishop a6, but how can I do that now with my bishop on d7? There's something about this move order that forces me to play a kind of traditional setup here. This is not really a normal move, though. I think either castles or plays knight e2 or knight b3 there. Typically, they don't do this. You can eat on stream. Oh, that's like a Feingold thing, from what I heard. I think it's gross. To me, it's like eating while you play a tournament game. You know, it's kind of the same thing. I don't want to do that. It's a very personal thing, and it's just gross. No, I don't like people who eat when they're streaming. Giant pandas. Okay, very solid position for white. It's not a mainline fianchetto system, but he's still got equality. Bishop e3. Now it's interesting because I could try something like knight d7. Maybe we do some damage with our long diagonal. He can't just drop the he can't just drop the pawn on b2, so I have to play rook b1. Obviously, I'm going to play bishop takes c3 here. I'm really not super thrilled with my position. It's all right. You eat during your tournament games, probably very smelly food. Preferably very smelly food. Now, that's not good. That's very bad etiquette, Nils. Somebody was doing that, man. I was hysterical. But it wasn't my opponent. It was my adjacent board's opponent. It was the dude like sitting across from me on the right in one tournament game. And it's not only was like loud, he was like chomping it, but it was smelly too. And I was pretty pissed. I kept making like eye contact with his neighbor, and like we were like making faces at each other like during the game, you know. The problem was I know the guy, and he's not like a bad guy, and I didn't really want to directly confront him about it, but I was just kind of like rolling my eyes. I mean, it's like very bad etiquette. It's technically not against the rules if you're not making a lot of loud noises. Feingold eats out of sight. Good, good. Out of sight, out of mind. Developing the rook from its original square. This player, 10-year-old from Azerbaijan, presumably. He could be from Alaska, for all I know. He's basically very solid and correct style player. I'm going to take with the bishop and try to play a rather classical concept here of good knight versus bad bishop. But we're a little bit passively placed. I'm not happy about having played rook e8. having to play rook e8. Bob, I guess the fatter you are, the more you have to eat. I mean, I would just assume that fatter people have to eat more often, right? It makes sense. Unless they're trying to lose weight, which is probably not a bad idea. Rook d4. Trouble. How do you spell trouble? This rook is very badly placed. I don't want my rook on e8. Oh no. You gotta stop this now. Do not bother me anymore. No c4. With the pawns on the opposite wings, would the bishop tend to improve as the game goes on? Yes, somewhat unsound. I would say in general, imbalance and pawns on outsides, you know, both sides. Pawn imbalance and pawns on both flanks favor the bishop. The bishop, in this case, is struggling because of the pawn on d5 primarily. You know, other than that, I mean, it's a pretty good piece, but obviously, you know, it's restricted by the d5 pawn, so he's hurting with that. I mean, he can pop back to h3, to f1. The last move is very passive for white, though, so he could be in trouble. My idea is that I don't want to defend with the rook passively placed. On c7, it's more active. We're getting the blockade in place. This changes the pawn structure drastically, and I think it's still favorable for black. Now my king gets in the game very quickly through g7, f6, e5, if possible. Though right now crossing the river is going to be difficult because of rook f2 check, depending on his next move. Ideally, getting my king to e5 here is golden. So white didn't play this very well in light of the bad bishop good knight scenario. Where's he going? Troublemaker. Some sort of troublemaker. Let's say king up, bishop d3. And then I'm going to have issues because king e5, rook e4 check, forcing me back. So, what do? We reposition. Oh man, he's going to get out of this? He's literally going to get out of this. He's going to play with king d2. Man, that sucks. That totally sucks. King f6, bishop d3, king e5. If I play rook c5, he has c4, which is another issue. Could try a4. No, a4 is no good. This is a very, very annoying situation. Knight d7, king e2, knight c5, king d2. Knight takes e4, rook takes e4, and I'm like, not even better anymore. This is really, really, really annoying. Oh man, what do I do? I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I'm going to run out of time, so we got to make a decision. A new plan. Nefedov, guessing, rook c5. Guess the move correctly. It's not so simple, Neffy. He just plays c4, man. I'm not going to win that pawn. You have to find another plan. A new line. New avenues. My favorite accelerated dragon. My favorite accelerated dragon file, the A file. But this guy's defending really well here. I don't know what king f3 is about. Gladys Troll. The Mystic Knight against the Mystic Bishop. Both are just a little bit lost, theoretically. Man, rook d4 is such a brilliant move. Causing me all sorts of trouble. Now we pin it and win it. Force him. Horse is a horse. And this is extremely irritating. Could I skip your game once or twice? Soltigo, of course. That's what friends are for. This is weird. He didn't play the move I expected. Most unfortunate. Oh my god, he's gonna play e4. Oh, I didn't even consider that move. Dude is scary with the resources. It's almost like winning now. He's like better. This guy is really good. I mean, look at this move he found. Unbelievable. Do like g5 now. I just lost the pawn. Where is this guy coming up with these moves? He had rook f2 there. If I take, and I can't defend f5. Maybe I had a way to defend it, like by stepping away, like takes, rook f2, king g7. But that doesn't even work. Now I'm just trying to hold. I'm playing like a friend of mine would play. He's playing for a loss, basically. Just like my friend Emil, who just never will ever agree to a draw, so he basically tries to play for a loss all the time. Maybe my knight is good enough to hold this, but I'm not winning. White basically defended like God. And I'm going to lose on time. Yeah, he's like seriously trying to play for a win here. And uses no time. He's 10 years old. But he has the endgame technique of like a 50-year-old. I'm just not better here. Wow, I mean, what a great endgame by white. Seriously. The final position, I'm worse, you know. Well, I'm not sure if he's 10 years old or he just likes 10-year-old scotch. That's the question. All right, not a bad game by white. We're skipping Soltiga. We're going to play Della Corta, Somewhat Unsound, Nefedov, and Nils. But that's the first time that 10-year-old held me to a draw. Though he's played tough games against me before. But this is the first time that he held a draw. Why not put the knight on c5? Well, I mean, they don't move that way. It doesn't move sideways. It's on e5. If I move my knight, he plays rook e6 check and just destroys me. I can't move my knight from e5 because it's just keeping me from utter destruction at the moment. Saving me from utter destruction. Guys, we're just welcoming all challenges at 5+3 casual here. Let's just make sure. Soltigo is putting his challenge on hold. Make sure it's a casual chat. Guys, we have a simul we do on Sunday. It's going to be, as usual, 4:30 Eastern Time p.m. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, simul on Sunday. Somebody's calling my house line. It's always an important call from... Let's see, the last thing was like trying to sell us. Very important. I like the when the telemarketers are now like bots. That really makes me want to buy something from you when you don't have like, you know, even a human being call me. You just have me talking to like a bot. That definitely sells products. After this game, I'm going to go see what this message is about. Rubinstein. Bishop f4. Someone's leaving an extensive telephone message. I can't really hear the words. Just it sounds like Charlie Brown. The teacher on Charlie Brown, like wah 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 wah. Asterbait, thanks for supporting the stream. Dim is up to 1,000 bits. Pump you up. Bob. His viewer numbers have always been about the same. It is. My viewer numbers are usually pretty stable, except when the World Championship happened and my numbers fell through the floor. Because everybody was watching the exciting episodes of the World Championship. It's a conspiracy, Bob. I think that, like, you know, it's like online poker, it's rigged. Online poker really is rigged, but you know, you have to be a very strong winning player to be able to say that, and people take you seriously. All right, but anyways, should I exchange bishops on d6 first or later? What do you guys think? Let's do this. I used to play this way in blitz a lot, these type of positions, giving up the white squared bishop, and I just can't stand the bot calls. I mean, I'm not going to vote for a politician because somebody like left a bot message on my telephone. I mean, if anybody really thinks that works, it's insulting that you don't want to talk to me personally. If you think that your company is going to sell more products by sending bot messages, no, I don't think that works. If there wasn't any female chess streamers, my viewership would skyrocket. I don't know. I'm wondering how that goes. How does that... how am I supposed to take that, Soltigo? There's a lot of ways to interpret that. My mind is like spinning. What is Saltigo trying to imply here? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Like, I would be the best looking. Is that the main implication? Um, am I more feminine than other chess streamers? What am I trying to... what is the takeaway from Saltigo's comment? Alright, sack the queen. Greedy win a pawn variation? I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Yeah, that's what I thought, Bob. I mean, the obvious implication is that I'm the most feminine. But he wouldn't do that, right? He wouldn't say that. That's not nice, in a way. I'm better looking. Marius have. Long time no see. I don't know, but any reference to negativity to women in chess probably came from Nigel. I mean, dude, there's negativity toward women in anything. Basically, they're like considered inferior by society traditionally. That's why, you know, if you're a woman, do you want to go to a tournament where like 99% of the people are men? Maybe a small handful where they're like really desperate to find a boyfriend or something. But I think most women would just be made uncomfortable by the fact that they're like such a minority. They don't want to even play in chess tournaments. And I don't think that, you could really blame anybody for that. There's interesting possibilities here tactically. 97 check. Alright. I'm not macho enough for Saltigo, basically. Even with the goatee, it's just not cutting it. But I do feel like I'm in prison when I go to a chess tournament. Poker tournaments are almost as bad because poker tournaments are like 90% men and 10% women. But like chess tournaments are like 98% men and 2% women. I mean, you feel like you're literally in jail, Bob, going to a chess tournament. I mean, it's ridiculous. It feels unnatural and strange, and you're at a gay bar or something. I mean, it's just strange. There should be more women in chess, no doubt. What should I play? 97 check, king h8, queen h5. No, then he has knight f6. It feels like there should be some fantastic tactic here for me. But there just isn't. There's knight b5, just a fancy way of trading pieces. No, I mean, I think the fact of the matter is the reason why more women don't play chess is because when you go to a chess event, it's like too many men and like no women. So like you got to get the ball rolling somehow. It just, it's just uncomfortable. Okay, queen c7. Behavioralist psychologists say women don't play chess because they're inferior at spatial relations. I mean, no, I don't know. Whatever. It's very difficult to prove that kind of stuff. But anyways, queen c7. I don't know what to do. All right, let's just make it up as we go along. Song request. No, I don't do music on the stream because it's too personal, and like no matter what you did, what you listened to, it would be distracting. A and B, people can just listen to what they want to listen to. So why even mess around? Queen h5. Knight f6. That's a problem for me, I think. That's a serious issue. Like, that might even be really bad for me. Like, let's just do it for fun and pray that I have a good move here. Does that make sense? We're doing this for fun. Popularizing chess. Yeah, this has been going on for like 30 years, popularizing chess. That's kind of... I think we should just forget about that concept. Trying to pretend chess is like golf or something. and just make the best of the situation. We've got to make the line controls faster. So, I read an article that talked about the increase of women grandmasters. In 20 years, there'll be nearly as many women as men GMs. I'm finding this very, very, optimistic for the women's involvement in chess perspective, but a little hard to believe based on the amount of women that I see at tournaments actually playing being like less than 5%. It's a little hard to believe that's gonna hold. But I haven't been to too many kiddie tournaments lately, so maybe at the scholastic level in the United States or something. For example, Queen E8 check. I'm getting confused. Dude, you're bothering me. You're bothering me, kid. Is this like a brilliancy that saves him or something? No, I'm just gonna trade pieces. It's enough. I'm confused, you're confused. This isn't really optimal for me, though. I can take on d5. Alright, we'll just take everything and be up 2 pawns. I'm sure I missed like some sort of forced win or something. All girl chess clubs. That's against the law. You can't have a fraternity. You can't have the Boy Scouts. Whatever you do, like there'd all be someone complaining. It's not cool. All girl chess clubs. I have no problem with that, but some people probably do. Anyway, it's discrimination. C takes d5. Rook f5, in between move. Alright, dude. I don't like you anymore. Delacorte he's only 1500, but he's finding too many troubling moves. Always causing me problems here. You're murdering your rating because I'm distracting you? Why am I distracting you? My conversations? Women playing women tournaments, so yeah, there's that argument too. Women playing women's tournaments. A lot of women are insulted by that alone, so no matter, you can never make everybody happy, like literally. Dude, this is a nice defense by black. Check it out. Rook f8. Seriously? Alright, I better take this. I'm getting scared, actually. Is my queen trapped yet? It wasn't that easy. I thought it would be an overrun. We would overrun him completely, but it wasn't easy. People are underestimating how toxic and awful a single woman feels when surrounded. Well, I feel like toxic when I'm surrounded by all men too, Bob. I don't know about you, but it doesn't feel natural. Still, Soltigo, are we ready to play? Soltigo, are you ready to go with your challenge? I don't think it's natural, like, for all men or all women to be in the same place at the same time. It feels very strange. Alright, Soltigo's ready. I already feel like, chess tournaments are too much testosterone. There's no yin and yang. Okay. Knight f3. I wrote to FIDE to ask why I couldn't have the WFM title. Well, there was wasn't that Dutch guy? Nils, who tried to change his age. You can change your sex, but you can't change your age. No, I've already joked about like trying to qualify for getting a sex change and trying to qualify for the Olympic team. Uh-oh. Like a weird Jonathan Levitt. What's this? The Clarendon Court. Except I didn't play d4, d5. Just a weird setup. Guys, everybody, we're just shooting the breeze while we play 5+3 casual here. Um, this all started because Soltigo says that if there weren't women streamers, I would be the most popular streamer on the internet. He didn't really come out and openly say what he meant by that. We had other interpretations of it, though. Maybe he just meant I'm the best looking streamer, except for the women. He meant it in a good, in a normal kind of way, just as one human being to another. Hey, if it weren't for all those good looking women, you would be the most popular streamer in chess. This is basically what he was saying. Bishop e7. There's a guy that wanted to change his birth date from 69 to 49. That's what I'll do. I want to change mine from like 39 to 29. All right. It didn't work though. He failed. They rejected him. So Bob now is getting more detailed. He said, if there were no women, we know you have a crush on John Bartholomew, Bob. This is not the first time that I've noticed this. Bob has feelings for John Bartholomew. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any question. This is the second very clear indication he's given of that. So that's more information than I need, Bob. That's a little too personal now. I don't really need to know your taste in guys. All right, so we're just gonna focus on the pawn structure and getting our pieces to good positions here. It's kind of hard to tell how soft people's hands are through the internet. Do you know him personally? 10 countries where a 1700 could play for the Olympiad. Yeah, that's probably true. There's an app for that. Finding. An app for what? Marius. I'm not going to comment on, what guys are good looking. I'm not like homophobic. But it's just not my thing, Alright. I mean, I don't like to really comment on giving my opinions about anybody. How, I don't think it's really polite, talk about women either. I mean, privately is one thing, but I'm not going to go on the stream and say, I think, Ben Feingold is better looking than Simon Williams. If I had to choose, just ridiculous conversations today, guys. It's just ridiculous. So Rook B8 is a cool move. I like that, Soltigo. I like that. You got a really just weird hedgehog where you've played F5 for very little reason, really. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, bring it. I'm going to play E4. We're refuting the Dutch. Refutating the Dutch. Well, it's a competition of who's more manly. Who's more manly? Ben Feingold or Simon Williams? It's really a choice between, if you like Americans or Brits better. I think that's the key concept. Anyways, I don't have enough time to watch other streamers, guys, so I just can't really give my 2 cents worth properly on these important issues. Simon, hands down. I don't know, man. Feingold is kind of a ladies' man. I mean, to be honest with you. I mean, from what I understand, from what I've heard, the rumors that I've heard, if you want a drinking buddy or something, I guess Simon is your guy, but you want to go out and pick up chicks, then you probably pick Feingold to be your wingman. What a conversation today. All right. Eventually, I'm just going to trade pieces. I've had enough of this, Soltigo. Had enough. of your nonsense. I don't like playing knight takes c6 though. If I don't have to. What about just improving the position? Tension. Maintaining the tension. I always talk about tension. This is just a good example. The commentary, I mean, the chat is great today with this conversation. Feingold is funny, and yeah, that's true. No, I mean, that's why he does well with the girls, because he does have a funny sense of humor, you know, and he's very gregarious, and well, I mean, Simon's gregarious too, but Ben has a special charm. I'm the #1 streamer according to Acerbate. I call them like they are. I try to be, you know, politically correct to some degree. I'm not going to choose, you know, who's better looking between Ben and Simon. We'll let them battle it out in the chess world. They have had a match, right? Chess wise. We know Simon would win in the drinking competition. That brings me back to my Romanician joke. All right. Knight takes e6. No, we've got to take here. So Feingold murdered him. What was the time control when they played each other, by the way? D5, of course. No, wait. I could unleash my devastating pin here. It's funny, I could play something like knight f3, but it just doesn't really do anything. It doesn't do it for me. You gotta be careful with Soltigo. He's very, very dangerous tactically, and he's creative, you know. So I think you want to keep him controlled. Don't give him any chances against your king side. See, he immediately just gravitates to that one active move. Very hard to see bishop g4. I'm just kidding. Tough call now. Bishop f3. Bishop f3, losing a piece. Great move. I don't know if Feingold even drinks, to be honest. I mean, I never saw Feingold drinking. I don't know him that well, but... Alright, we're going to go for the white squares. Bots. Drinking bots. Well, one day, I mean, you know, there will be drinking bots. They already have, like, sex bots. Why not drinking bots? I mean, you need somebody, you know, you need somebody to hang out with. I think it's a great idea, actually. It's a really good idea. Somebody should get on top of this. Someone to take with you to the bar when you're bored and you don't have a friend to go and drink with. I mean, it's a fantastic idea. It should already be in place. It's like, you know, going to Westworld and finding another cowboy to go drinking with, one of the bots. So now Soltigo is finally willing to part with some hard currency here. I feel I've been a little materialistic, but a pawn is a pawn, as they say. Soltigo putting all of his faith in this passed pawn on d4. But I'm not objectively feeling like that's enough to justify being a clean pawn down like this. Actually, 2 pawns down if I take on a6. And we could try for something more controlled. Rook c4. Let's not be greedy. Maybe I should be greedy, but This is such a good move. Soltiko's such a natural player, you know. Okay, here we decided to blockade and just take one pawn and hold on to it rather than go for two and get discoordinated. He might have been able to try d3 last move. Was that? Westworld. Season 2, it was good. No, I liked it. I liked it. Still, you'd think like it would be bad, but you know, slowly they run out of ideas. But I mean, for this sort of series, my opinion was that it wasn't bad. All right. No. No. You're not allowed to play h4. Look, he's gone. My king is safer than your king, and I'm up a pawn. And I got your pawn blockaded. Man, he's looking for tactics like bishop takes h4 he wants to play. This guy. This guy. And maybe bishop, even bishop c1 might be worth considering. Thank God he doesn't have like bishop takes h4, pawn takes h4, rook g6 check. That's what he was trying to do. Queen c4, take, take, queen c4, d3. Bye-bye. Crush his soul by trading queens. Alright. He's still hanging on here. Like, I don't think this is an easy win. Alright, Bob. We're not going to ask Bob his age. Someone on sound. Nils. Noj Papa. Major Sagon. Enchanted and Radagast. Radagast, do you have 100 games? I just asked if everybody has like an established account. Radagast is a little short of games. Don't really like playing new accounts. Alright, Bob. She's lucky she met you. Knight f3. Knight f3. Somewhat unsound. Okay. This is only our 4th game with someone unsound. He fortunately was fortunate in our simul game last time when I managed to tragically, just shamefully lose a drawn king and pawn in game. Actually, both of us totally imploded in the king and pawn in game, exchanging massive blunders that basically lost the game. It should have been a draw. Then someone on sound gave me a winning position. I didn't play the move, and then it was a cool king and pawn in game. Then I was drawing, and then I lost, so it was horrible. That was the last time we played. We had another simul game that was a draw, but I don't know his repertoire too well. I don't really know enough about him as far as, you know, what openings he plays and stuff. Oh, I just had a neck snap sound. That was good. C5. That's dynamic, man. You're trying to take the initiative with black here. That's nasty. So c4 in your face. No, I played c4. I played c4 first. Then you played c5. I don't know about this. This is going to get weird now. It wasn't that bad for black, plus 1.5. Well, actually, Soltigo, I think that's kind of high. I thought it was more like plus 1. We lost there. So it's basically a Grunfeld of sorts. We can always temporarily sacrifice a pawn in these kind of openings. Knuckle sandwich. No, I'm cooking some ribs tonight, Bob. We're going to do the barbecued ribs outside on the grill. I got on the food subject again. What is this? Someone on sound hasn't played G6, and I'm like talking about the Grunfeld. It's like, nope, it's not a Grunfeld yet. It's actually not even a Catalan because he hasn't played E6. What is this? Some freaky kind of neo something. Ribs with rice. Okay, I'll take your suggestion. Got a lot of rice. Red beans and rice, something like that. What do you recommend? Knight c6, knight a3. Man, I can't play d5. Taking on c5 is just totally lame. I think I have to castle here. This is no time to hesitate. He who hesitates is lost. Making it up as you go. Well, you're doing a good job. Now it's a direct transposition. So I thought, honestly, you should go for the whole hog. Get it? Ribs? No, actually, they're beef ribs. Beef ribs. I didn't specify that. So CD. I'm thinking that maybe someone on sound could somehow play e5 in one go. You know, and if he can get that in, it could mess me up, basically. Because e6 just transposes now. We've got a standard Catalan type position, which I also don't know well enough. I've probably had this position before. Queen a4, bishop d7, queen takes c4. Queen a4, bishop d7, d takes c5 is the game I had with Kosic, I think. What am I doing? All right. There are other moves, though. Knight a3 I don't know too well. That's got to be a move for white. But I just make up the Catalan. It's one of those openings that I've had success with. I don't think I've ever lost with the white pieces in a Catalan against a lot of good players. Well, fairly good players anyway. For someone who knows zero theory, almost zero theory, in the Catalan, I've kind of played it off and on, you know, against title players and never lost with white that I can recall. I have lost some Fianchetto Grunfelds and Fianchetto Kings Indians, but I've never lost a proper Catalan. So there's queen takes c4, and there's also pawn takes c5. I don't know which is better. But actually, is take c5 good? Yeah, it should be good, no? But if I take on c5, he has knight e5. What's up with that? Then I play some weird move, like queen a3. Man, that is bizarre. I'm not really certain. Paprikash. Well, the real, you know, paprikash is like a Hungarian dish. You know, you can make with traditionally pork. Very, like, my favorite Hungarian dish, honestly. You can make it with beef, pork. Man, you're making me hungry. All right, we're going to stop talking about food. We're going to concentrate on chess. But I have lived in Hungary, you know, off and on for the last 14 years, so we had Notch Papa challenging us. I'm in the United States now till probably March. Notch Papa is gone. We've got challenges from Nils, Enchanted, Testosterone. Now, Black played knight to d4, which I dismissed. We just dismissed this. You are dismissed. Queen takes c4. A miscalculation by someone on sound. A somewhat unsound miscalculation. So he doesn't really achieve anything with this. To my knowledge. And there's no tricks or anything. Any Hungarian seafood dish? Well, I really like the most famous Hungarian seafood dish, because it is a landlocked country, is fish soup, actually. Freshwater fish soup. Typically made with, like, well, the best from Szeged is like catfish. Basically catfish soup. They prepare it in like a hot, with a hot sort of hot paprika It's really good. Actually, ironically, it's a Christmas time food. Do you have any other family there? No. I mean, my only connection to Hungary is originally because of the chess tournaments in Hungary. I went going back to the late 90s. I first visited Hungary in 1996. My only connection there, it's not like Bobby Fischer and things about his dad or something. My only connection to Hungary is really because of chess and chess tournaments there. All right, we're just hanging on to this against someone on sound. I wonder if I should just exchange on c6. We're kind of fighting over this tension between the bishops. But I felt like if I play bishop takes c6, it actually increases his control of d5, which I think would really benefit black. Old people don't travel across the world well. When Anthony Bourdain went to Hungary, I didn't see that. I should check that out. Well, like fried fish is very common, you know, at the riverside restaurants and stuff like that. I'm gonna take my mom there. Yeah. No, I am gonna take my mom to Hungary. That's my plan, actually. We don't really have a choice. I can't leave her here by herself. So rook d8, b4, trying to hang on to the pawn. But I need to hang on to this pawn, yeah. Hello, Will. Had a good day so far? Cool photo in the profile pic now. I had a pretty boring day. I was just shopping for food while hungry. Stopped at the bank to send money to the family. Back to the well. We just grind the money. Grind out the money. Rook c1. Well, we're putting the power behind our queenside majority here, Bob. It's very difficult to, with this amount of time left, really concretely think too much. I'm just trying to keep the tension and advance my queenside. I could give the dial up, you know, but I don't want to trade rooks on his terms, so I needed a kind of useful waiting move, which is basically what rook c1 is. I don't like leaving pieces out of play, too. Rook was doing literally nothing on a1. Rook b1, yeah, probably is okay. I was thinking about like c5 being protected. Alright, now it's just a matter of time. But now, I mean, maybe we should consider taking on c6. I really don't know. Should I exchange rooks? This is probably a mistake. I was afraid of knight takes and knight e5 threat. He never got his pawn back. Generous offer. Somewhat unsound is pretty strong. He is not a, don't miss, he's not a potser. You guys love that. Play on words. Chess pots are Wales, just potser in Hungarian. We want to say it with a nice, strong Hungarian accent. Potser. Potser. Queen d3. Queen b3, queen d3. Keep the blockade. Keep b5 protected. He's hanging on here. Stop hanging on. Wow. Seeking active play. Someone on sound is not a slouch. That pawn is going to queen. Just a temporary. Oh, he finds a defense. No. Not really. It's mate. Over. Alright. He made a mistake in the opening, and he was punished for it. I don't know what was really going on in the opening, though. Someone on sound. If we want to take a very brief look at this, I just want to see the opening when he played this, and he played e6. This position is not that common, probably. So check it out. Like, Elena Danielian, who's a strong woman player from Armenia, probably she was like top 10 women in the world at one point. Okay, so c takes d4. Yeah, very few games here, but you played e6 transposing back to the Catalan. So it looks like you should take, and then it's not clear. I think I'm playing like a kind of dubious line. It's looking dubious. Dubiosity by me. Nice. Nice. What did I do wrong? I have no business sacrificing a pawn. How dare I sacrifice a pawn? So actually this move is like really weird. I mean, that occurred to me, but Stockfish claiming that the bishop e3 is the best move there. Alright. No, I think you can capture because e5 is the point. As I said when we started the game, I'm going to stop this. Sorry for the thing slowing down the stream. The point is playing e5. That's really pivotal. If you can play e5 in one go, that's why that's not good for me. I'm basically, you know, giving you this improved version of a Catalan. Bishop e3 interesting though, kind of creative. If I'm going to play something like, I'd probably try that. I think I'm playing some kind of dubious line. Was that my exact words? Nils is up next. Is it my turn? I'm going to change his name to Is It My Turn Yet? Nils, is it my turn yet? Oh no. I dropped a pen on the floor. Can you guys reach it? It's under the desk. All right, so d4, knight f6. I'm not going to try to crawl under the desk while I'm streaming here. All right, d4, knight f6, c4. Let's play a little bit of King's Indian. I've been playing all Nimzo lately, all the time, and it's getting a little bit. All Nimzo makes Jack a dull boy. We need to get back to our King's Indian. The oldest pervert trick in the book. That's all you think about. You have a one-track mind. Bob. Nils, is it my turn yet? Against Bob, one-track mind. Turkey Farm says, sometimes black can play b5, you get c4. That's a classic line, Turkey Farm, in that Catalan. Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. So that guy who was playing in my Simon last week played the Perlstein, Gingy, Bishop g4. I've always had issues with that move. Roman used to claim this is good, but I have my doubts. You know, I like to go old school here with knight g4. Nilsson knows all the theory. f6 is also a line. I played this position with both sides successfully. Always failing to enunciate my words properly when doing so. I had a game published in Chess Life magazine once where I was white in this line against Walter Whitman. Not the writer, but the Austrian IM. And Walter isn't such a strong player, but he is an expert in theory, so that was why it was really significant that I won a nice game against Whitman, because he was playing black in this line, and he's basically grandmaster strength in theory. I think he plays correspondence chess too. He's basically correspondence GM strength. Just tactically, sometimes he made mistakes, but Road commentated a game I played, a really nice game with White. I've also played White against Perelstein, played Black this line a lot, so I'm pretty well versed here, although, to be honest, I've forgotten a lot. But I really need to get back to playing the King's Indian, because I've only been playing Nimzo, like, most of the time, and I feel like it's making me a dull boy, Bob. Black's Fortress looks great. The other Walt Whitman. So Bishop E3. This is all book, and here I think everything's possible. Originally, like, I had a game with Alexander Chernayev in a blitz tournament. I remember he played B6. That's like the oldest variation ever. B6. But I think the modern players play Queen E7. And then if Knight to D5, you play Queen D8 or something. It's really weird. This is maybe Kasparov's innovation. I'm not sure. But I mean, the theory's probably moved on since the last time I studied this, which was like 10 years ago. It's then again, King's Indian isn't too popular, like in the old days. The old days. I played Queen D6 on the stream once. But there's something. I think there's something wrong with that move. This is a game I had with White. No, a game I had with Black. I can't even remember my own games at all. Nils, the theoretical expert, defending this. This looks like a good move. Okay, so now what am I supposed to do? C6, knight takes f6. Well, I mean, I guess this is like standard, huh? I won a game with Black once in the Massachusetts Open against the 2300. Don't remember what happened. Acerbate, thanks for the commercial money. Alright, thanks everybody for supporting the stream. Dim is up to 1,000 bits for the week. Move 11, 500. Merle Dixon with 500. Please support the stream. If you can, donate via PayPal or Streamlabs. You can get your own Streamlabs donation like Acerbate and Fishrat Cow. Please support the stream. Okay, Rook D1 looks kind of standard, to be perfectly frank. Nils, are you a champ or a chump? This is what my dad used to say. Very stupid dad joke. Alright. So you have control of the open file, but there are no entry points except for, well, that is an entry point. Nils playing this very straightforwardly. I'm impressed. We're all experts in something. Queen D2, targeting. We're waiting for that one big tactical mistake from Nils. Knight F4. Well, Knight F4 is okay, I believe. I may not have a lot of other good options, to be frank. So I dare you to take that pawn. Maybe he can. He could try it if he wants to. You have a lichess question. Fishrat Cow donated 100 bits. Thank you, Fishrat Cow. Not only does he have a donation on the banner on the Streamlabs, but he donated another 100 bits. Thank you, sir. So, guys, just to remind you, I do a simul every Sunday. The simul this Sunday, same time, 4:30, hopefully. Nothing crazy happens. Nothing crazy will happen this week. Next week, I'm bringing my mom home from rehabilitation. The end of next week, so that might be weird. But hability. He's trading. I'm having like deja vu now. Wow. I'm seriously having some deja vu. Bishop takes here. Weird. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. I love this variation. Queen takes h6. Bishop takes a1. Knight g5. What's next? Well, I have h8 controlled, right? So I could just play like rook e8. Rook e8 is great, but there might be something there for him. Rook takes g6 check. Ooh, he could have some really nasty tactics. Bishop c4 at the end. But he give up a whole rook. I don't think he can do that. That signals think a lot. Think about all you got. No, he finally bailed. He's like, I'm not going to do that. Alright. I'm a little bit tied down, admittedly. This is not so great. Yeah, that's strong. So now there's the very subtle threat. Rook takes g6. b5. Man, b5, rook takes g6. b5 take. Rook takes g6. Bishop e6. Bishop takes e6. Pawn takes e6. No. I think we have to move the king, kids. I think that's a good idea. But I feel very tied down here. The c5 pawn keeps me tied up. And despite his bad structure and the fact that I have the bishop pair, he absolutely has maybe just a better position here, objectively. It's static versus dynamic. Yeah, that's another one of my dad's sayings, Fishrat Cow. How did you know it? How did you know that? That's amazing. That's the same thing. You don't know that one? I mean, that's amazing. He knows my dad. That one is funny. I never said that though. It's too stupid. Champ or Chump is kind of a watered down version. So we're trying to break free. Break on free to the other side here. b6. Could be nasty though. h4, good move. Restricting me. Black has some problems. I don't really see what options I have at this point. This is getting kind of nasty. b6, rook takes c6. B takes c, rook c7. Mommy. I want my mommy. I'm afraid that something bad is happening to me here. I mean, I could play bishop e6 if I had to, but that looks horrendous too. We've got to break free somehow. b5 though, I'm just dead. b6, rook takes c6. Is there anything I can do? Oh, of course. Okay, we could try bishop b7, rook c7, queen takes e4. Grovel for a draw somehow. Man, this is looking nasty. Groveling for draws. It's like bowling for dollars. Even f5, there's, funny thing, I didn't even consider that. Oh, he's just going for the knockout blow here. What's this about? g5? Wait, what am I missing? Wait, why is g5 good for white? It's not clear. Now f5 might actually be interesting. It's getting really crazy though. No, no, no. Too crazy for me. I'm not touching that. Just trading pieces, sir. Oh no. Sacking everything. Can that really work? Nils panicked to some degree. Speaking of panic, I mean, you could take on f7 and it's still not that clear here. But you obviously messed it up. I mean, he was all over me. He was all over me. And I was struggling for existence there. Good game, man. Good game. So I think h5 was a bad move. You know, you had just takes on c6, and you're just better. All right. Enchanted, slanted. Chanted and slanted. Slanted and enchanted. Pavement, one of my favorite all-time bands. All right. Enchanted is rated 2102. Good job, Nils. I mean, tough fight. Good game. Guys, I gotta leave around 2:20. Bob's gonna be angry. How dare you stop the stream early. You always stop the stream early. C5, F5. That's the problem with thinking. It uses up your time. Oh no. Uh-oh. Enchanted 4-7. Wait. He's using the ananas move order, which isn't that common. JCS, do you play this move order? This is my game with actually C5. Yeah, let's do C5, whatever. Something different. After B6 plus 1.5. Yeah, that's how it felt. Yeah, it felt like that. But I don't know what other move I have there besides B6. I mean, I'm basically paralyzed. Maybe B6 is a mistake. The E3 is a weird move. What is this, like a Grunfeld now? It seems weird to do E3. It's just... This might be a mistake too, but we got to do something. But you don't play E3, obviously. He has a reasonable reverse Tarash now. That was a theoretical battle. Nils won the theoretical battle, it looks like. I mean, I'm a little out of date on the theory there. Maybe we gotta find something better. Alright. I don't like the way that I got tied up. Maybe knight f4 was just not good. Queen takes h6 did work? Oh my god. Are you serious? I didn't think that works no matter what. That's crazy. Wow. b3. This has got to be... Gotta be what? I don't know. Yeah, okay, b3. Play like Kramnik. Whatever. Alright. b3 is probably not a bad move. What am I going to do about it? It's modest, but solid. b6, knight f4, and it's like, uh-oh. I could get in trouble. How do I get my pieces out here, actually? My pizzas. Maybe I play knight e4? This is weird. We go knight e4? God, this doesn't look right. Say that again. If you had taken on d5, I'm thinking I might have just made a fatal mistake. Enchanted for 7. Just playing like Kramnik. This might have been seriously bad for me. Not too many people play the subtle positional sort of style like this. Knight e4 was a bad move. I suck at openings. I'm bad at chess 960 openings too. But it looks like I'm bad at regular chess openings. Alright, let's just do something before it's too late. He could have played c takes d5, and am I like on the verge of losing a piece there? After c takes d5, queen takes d5. I need to pay attention. He kind of tricked me with this weird creepy crawly. The creepy crawly attack, which I'd never played against. He also moves almost instantly. He moves instantly and plays like creepy crawly system. That's weird. Not something you typically encounter here on lichess. Creepy crawly, very solid for white. Who is this guy? 1980 low classical rating based on 24 games. Bullet 2000. It's not Ananas. It's a totally new player I've never played before. I don't know anybody who plays like this. 96 maybe? Oh no, I hung a pawn. I'm just kidding. It's probably not great though, no matter what I do. It's a little unrealistic to avoid exchanges here with the black pieces. He's used 1 minute. I've used 2.5, 3.5, something like that. So rook e8, bishop c4, bishop e6, 96. I mean, yeah, those lines are bad for me against Nils. Knight takes d2, d takes c4, b2. Well, I mean, my problem with that position, I thought about Turkey Farm, and honestly, this feels kind of materialistic for white. My problem with that position was essentially I have no center, and I'm sitting there with all my pieces on the back rank. Turkey Farm. I don't know, but it might have been okay. I could just play. If you play from a structural standpoint, that very well might have been a good choice. I just felt like I had no development and no center. If I went with that variation, d takes c, knight takes d2, and d takes c4, but maybe Turkey Farm, you know, maybe it's okay. Funny, after every game, after playing Staji, I feel like a god. Alright. So he kind of greedy style, grabbing the pawn on d5. Greed is good. Now it's equal. Eagle. It's eagle. I move my knight a lot. The eagle has landed. Man, I don't want to play this guy anymore. He's too solid and kind of boring. I have to adjust. But he's also fast, which makes him troublesome. When they're boring and slow, it's okay, but he's like boring and fast. I'm boring sometimes too. I mean, I'm not like Dr. Dynamic all the time. But what am I going to do to develop the pieces here? Rook b8 is ugly, but rook b8, bishop a3, rook e8, knight d6, yuck. So that becomes an issue here. Like right off the bat, this becomes an issue. I think we have to play like very actively. Does this even work? Bishop f5, what does this even do? It does something. We're playing like Soltigo now. A little Soltigo-ish. But maybe that's the right idea here. My style is great. Is more an opening choice thing with you. I mean, sometimes I play some boring stuff. So, Enchanted is getting materialistic again. But I'm not really sure I have anything special. Special delivery. Oh my god, I'm going to lose on time. He found that. He has 2 minutes more than me, that's all. And he's up a pawn. Is this rated? I hope it's rated. It's like playing Magnus. Very strong, very fast, very simple style without, you know, creating any weaknesses in his position. And he probably has great endgame technique too. I think the last move I maybe had something better, but I wanted to play bishop c2, but I saw something. Queen d2. I didn't see anything there. So he just simply overlooked the fork. He overforked the look. Now let's see how much play he has. He still might be alright, just like giving me an exchange. But I would probably bet that Enchanted plays mostly without increment, judging by his time management. If you're not used to playing with increment, then you underestimate the opponent's resources in terms of that. This was a good move. I mean, h3 is a great move. h4 is probably okay. So this is by far... Sorry, this is far from easy, is what I'm trying to say. By far. It's by far from easy. Far Fignugan. He's very subtly trying to checkmate me with the knight and queen. Wow, nice resource. Oh, he traded queens. That's not a good idea. Now he's lost. No, he's just not used to playing with increment. Clearly. What's going on with Alexa? Acerbate. Are you playing tic-tac-toe? Well, cybergenetics. I think cybergenetics would pretty much kill chess. Testosterone. Blue Eye Albino. Blue Eye Albino. And Shannon, thanks for the game. I don't want to play you in... I'll play you off stream in 5-0 if you want, but I don't do that kind of thing on the stream because I need the increment to properly commentate the games. I have the feeling that you're quite a good player in non incremental blitz. All right. So let's play something different here. We were playing a lot of like knight f3. I was thinking about the computer chip Google wants to implant into our brains to give us instant knowledge from the web. Well, that sounds like science fiction. I mean, is there anything bridging the gap between that being science fiction and reality at the moment, Soltigo? Can a computer chip really interface with our brains? Yeah, I like Acerbate's joke. Okay, so bishop g7. I really need something better against the modern defense. Oh, testosterone. Oh, God. We've played this so many times, I need to come up with something new. Alright, but now it's too late to play like the fianchetto variation. What am I going to come up with something new against the Pirts? I'm going to invent a new system against the Pirts. Alright, let's try this. I don't know this. This is the 150 attack, right? Try this like it's some new thing. The 150 attack. You're 41 points away from hitting 2,000 in blitz. Don't focus on the rating too much. I was down on time almost by 2 minutes. Yeah, I try to do that sort of routinely. The most important thing is not to panic when you have the increment. You just need to get used to it. But I did it in a tournament game a couple of years ago in Zalakaros. I don't know, even with 30-second increments, you can still be like a deer in the headlights. Is queen d2 a mistake? I don't know. Remember Joel Benjamin had a game with like Edward Gufeld, where Gufeld was white, and then it was like knight g4, bishop g5, f6, bishop h4, and the positions just got really, really strange. And eventually Benjamin tricked him somehow. But I don't know any theory here. I'm just bored of playing the classical Pirts with white. It's pretty hopeless to get an advantage. Bishop e2. Guys, thanks for watching and subscribing. We've got a lot of subscribers to the stream. I really appreciate it. Let's get some bits donation wars out there. I want to see a bit donation war on Sunday. Z Sparks says h4. Yeah, h4 is a real idea here, especially now after b6 maybe. But I don't think that, h4 is the only move. Clearly he wants to put pressure on e4. now they're biasing my thought process with h4. Nils says, no dim, and I agree that Clash Kid has too much. G Sparks donated 1 bit, h4, h5. Something about h4 bothered me. Yeah, I don't like h4 because then on knight g4, bishop g5, he has f6 and I don't have a good retreat square for the bishop. But maybe, maybe that's a minor thing. The standard approach here is probably something like h3, although it looks lame. Alright, whatever. It's lame. I'm lame, okay? I'm not going to waste all my time. Merle Dixon donated 100 bits to the stream because I'm lame. Yeah, this is nothing special. I mean, h4. I know that's fun, but I don't know. I like my dark square bishop. I didn't really want to give it up to knight g4, bishop g5, f6, and then having no retreat squares. We'll look it up after the game. I like the way that Testosterone played this, though. I would play the same way sometimes with black in games on in my simuls. I play the moderns sometimes. But I think that b6, bishop b7 is a good system. Sometimes you can play a6, b5, similar ideas. Although here, okay, e5 might be a move I can throw in at some point, objectively. Another move there is c5, maybe for black. But I guess e5 just doesn't really cut it. Unless I have something concrete, like e5, take, and then e6. This is really pretty lame. I'm castling kingside. Lame. Lameville. I had a game similar to this with HGG yesterday. Pretty much almost the same thing, where I played d5 and he just got a great position. D5 is even worse. But this is equal for black, I believe. I don't have an advantage. But I went on a limb and I played a system, this 150 attack, which I really don't know. I don't know the theory. I always play bishop e2 or h3 or g3 against the Pirts, and here I never play setups based on bishop e3, queen d2. So this is just equal, I believe. Black should have a very, very fine position here. Your goal for March is to create the biggest bit war in chess stream history. Soltigo also, are you going to get back to streaming? Feeling better, man? Alright guys, we're going to stream for another 25 minutes. 2:20, I've got to be out of here. 2:20 Eastern Time. That's time for a couple more games. It looks like at least 2 more games. We've got 3 challengers. I don't think anybody else should challenge me at this point, because the 3 would be lucky if I can play all 3 within 25 minutes. Because it's a 5+3. They take about 10 to 12 minutes per game. Knight d5. Dogmatic development for white. This is no better than playing the classical. This is like 0 advantage. After queen e7, he makes me want to play bishop g5, though. This is kind of interesting. Now you've put yourself into the pin. Okay, let's stop that first. Take a time out to play a4, restrict the queen side a little bit, if I can even dare. Then I was thinking bishop g5. I don't want to play like Mamedyarov in this position, or some really dynamic player. You're back to streaming. Gonna be the pre-show once I go back to Hungary. Man, just cross your fingers. I'm gonna take my mom to Hungary, and that'll probably happen at the beginning of March. I'm setting a date for like the 1st of March. C6. He's playing the Philidor. If I were to play Bishop G5, what would that even do? You know, what would I even do? Remember this one game I had with the Grandmaster Vadim Milov where I played a move like Bishop H6 in such a position. I was like, what am I doing? You know, to blatantly play something like you know is bad. That's embarrassing. Alright, so Testosterone has a nice position. I have no plan. He's just playing B5. My whole position is just basically lame. Suffering from lameness. Nice job keeping the tension. Chess tension is called Chenchin. He was a Chenchin. Now maybe I have D5. Man, this is weird. The kind of move that just feels like it's definitely dumb. But I'm running out of time, and I'm almost playing for tricks at this point. Whoa. This was totally unexpected. Totally. Wow. If I take on C5? What's going on? Take on C5, B4? What is that? I have no clue. So if I take on B5, he plays takes there. What is going on here? Man. Oh. He's panicking. Panicked. Testosterone panicked. Gave me a pawn. For no particular reason. We're getting a lot of panic moves lately. Nothing special here for me, though. I'm just up a boring old double pawn. Don't want to take this position too seriously. We're only up a lousy double pawn. Not that big a deal. Difficult for both sides. For the chess turkey, obviously D4 is criticoche at some point. Sack the exchange. Bishop takes also was a good move. Now it's looking pretty good. This is becoming an extremely strong Benoni. Benoni of crushing proportions. I don't know why I didn't exchange rooks first. But a win is a win. Watch the fork. Oh no. Oh no. No, it doesn't work like that. First I take that one. I'm trying to be tricky. Okay guys, we have time for 2 more games. Last two. Subtle hint. Hopeless. Alright, last two games. Blue-eyed albino, oh great. Wait, what's up with blue-eyed albino? Did he lose rating points or something? He's only 2,200? Man, he must have got trimmed down. He was up high at one point. Thanks, Turkey Farm. Really good opening, as usual. You know, you played the modern really well. I think that black was better after the opening. I don't know what I'm doing there. Blue-eyed albino played it's the toilet variation. Hebden calls, what is it? E4, C5, E4, C5, F4, D5, knight C3, the toilet variation. But here my toilet variation doesn't work because it's like my pawn is on C6, not on C5. Alright, so it's just a weird Caro-Kann with F4. A little like S4. Where's S4 been? He'd be another good one for the bit battles in the stream. This changes the dynamics. G6 is interesting. Okay, F4 hopefully gets in his way. You know, that's our basic idea. It also costs time. You know, he can't play ultra dynamic style here. So D3. Basically like a weird sort of closed Sicilian-ish type situation. Man, this is frustrating to play against, man. This is some boring stuff. What am I gonna do? If I trade knights, I mean, a lot of weak players might trade knights, but that should give white a very slight advantage. E5 is interesting. Man, maybe E5 is even a good move. Very dynamic. Is this crazy to do E5? It's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty crazy. But since Queen C7, that's a very sound, reasonable approach, I think, was suggested. We tried something dynamic with E5, using all my time. All right. Oh, S4 is here. It was you who was suggesting Queen C7. I was just thinking this was the kind of thing you would play with white S4. You know, it reminded me of our games. Sometimes you played early F4. No fighting in the stream. Alright. No antagonizing. Queen E2. Logical. Pressure down the line. So that's a very, very sensible move. Wow. Queen E2. Professional. I think the only problem with the overlay, Bob, is that, you know, maybe we need to match up the fonts, you know, because I've got one font, we've got a couple other fonts. I think the only thing I don't like about my overlay is the font issue. We appreciate your opinion, but let's not, you know, constantly detract would that detract from it? Queen e2, good move. What am I going to do? Very strong. I think queen e7. What else? What else are you going to do? All right. The Adult Swim overlay. We're gonna put some naked ladies on the stream, Bob. Don't worry. Just soft porn. Now what? Knight takes e5? Of course. What else? This is like forced, right? Like forced. The more I think about this, the more creeped out I'm getting. Okay, it's just a weird position, I guess. That I didn't expect. Blue-eyed albino just makes quick decisions. I thought he should have played bishop g5, honestly. This was the really interesting move. To go bishop g5 with like maximum tension. I feel like Fabiano playing the Petrov. I have knight to g4. I feel like I'm playing Nefedov. He's aiming to put his bishop on d4. Oh man, I'm just spending too much time here. Whatever. It's almost symmetrical. He didn't see what move? Who didn't see what? Where? Did I miss something? It's like playing Bronstein, this guy. I guess I have to castle queenside. I mean, I can't because the bishop takes a7. Seriously? So I have to do this. Okay. We'll do this. This is really interesting. Oh, man. I guess I'm just worse in this bizarre situation. The technical position. Blue-eyed albino and s4 very similar. I can't really put a finger on this guy. I mean, he plays strange, kind of strange style. You can't predict anything Blue-eyed albino does. It's like a different opening every single game, a different style almost every single game. Sometimes he's like positional, sometimes he's more tactical. It's weird. You just can't really develop a strategy of playing against him because I can't put him in any kind of classification. Maybe what Tim said is something I'm not appreciating. You know, that he's solid. I don't really look at him as solid, you know. And there is a certain solidity, but I wouldn't see that as like his defining characteristic of his play. He doesn't seem to make a lot of major mistakes. Now my a7 pawn is the issue. Got to get out of here. My queen was seriously misplaced. Have you misplaced something, sir? Bishop a2 a threat? Maybe. I can castle for the first time ever without losing material. Man, I mean, he seems very creative, very strong, very unpredictable to me. That's how I would classify this player. Classify. Class of fornication. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't make any mistakes. Californication. Bishop f5. Bishop c5. Bookends. We'll start word games again. Okay. Acerbate will be happy. Alright guys, we're going to play one more game after this. This is our next to last game for today. Then we're holding a simul on Sunday. S4 will be here for the bit battle. Dim donated 100 bits, guys. He's up to 1,100 for the week. Alright, now bishop f4, troublesome move. I don't like him anymore. Don't like you doing that. I don't like that bishop harming my airspace. I was going to play bishop c5 anyway with a kind of similar exchange. Digesto bishop. The roaches get in, but they don't get out. Do you have Roach Motel in your country of origin? The Roach Motel. This was a good move. A3. Roaches get in, but they don't get out. I'm not in any hurry to trap it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not so primitive. I like him just where he is. Right? You see, he's very concerned about that. He's like, I'm not going to let you trap my rook. I wouldn't do a thing like that. I would never hurt you. Speed mode. He's probably saved himself here. Objectively. Now white is okay. He was close to lost. This is a really greedy sort of move. How dare you play for a win? Maybe I'm winning. Maybe not. He hung nothing. He sees everything. It's the all-seeing. The all-seeing eye dog. What a game. Plethora of mistakes by both sides in this game is amazing. Still, I'm better. We're going to grind him down now. I'm not really better, am I? Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not really. I'm just kidding. So it's a draw. Alright guys, it's a draw. For a draw. Next game, last game, AP87. We're gonna abort these rated challenges. Sorry, no rated challenges. They're watching me struggle. AP87, last game for today. Dio Nut is rating with a party of 9. Dio Nut in Hungarian. Dio is a walnut, right? AP is here. Dio Nut rating. My last game Enjoy the game. The last game for today. Blade Albino. Interesting battle. You're busted, but you're cagey and tricky, and you were better at the opening than I was winning. It was a nice back and forth struggle. But he was very fast and very alert, you know, tactically. He managed to prevent me from trapping his rook on g7. And in the confusion, I was too slow and too sloppy to take advantage of my best opportunities there. Too lazy and slow and sloppy. All right, let's go. AP87. It's chilly here, guys. I'm going out after this in the car. Hopefully the police don't pull me over again. That would be incredible luck. If that happened 2 days in a row. I mean, there's just no way. There ain't no way that's happening 2 days in a row. Knight e5. All right. So tomorrow's my day off. We're actually streaming Sunday as usual, 4:30 ET simul, as the Moonbot is announcing. And Soltigo. Queen d3. I have main line here. S4. This is a pretty rare position. I have no clue whatsoever. And I didn't even think this move was legit. I have bishop takes c6. What is going on here? This is like a position. a6. Wait. I mean, I've seen this position like... I don't know, man. I mean, is this an actual variation? That is unbeknownst to me. I guess I just have to take on c6 and take with the bishop and win my pawn back. Ponda. I didn't think this is even like any kind of theory. I mean, it's similar to theory. It feels similar. AP is rated like 1500. I mean, he's not really a theoretical player. Not that 1500s can't be good theoretically, but I mean, this is not his bag, you know, typically. Opening theory. He's playing this really, really well. It looks like black is fully equal. Police pull me over every time a tail light or turn signals out. 2 times in the last month. That's because you're an Uber driver. They're probably out to get you. I mean, it was just a random check of my plate yesterday. You know, what are the chances that they scan your plate? Is it really high? I mean, do they scan every single car that goes by? I mean, how many plates do they scan is my question. Obviously, this is only relevant if you're an American. I'm talking about here. Oh, man. Okay, what's going on with this position? AP87, you're not allowed to play this well. Getting better. 1500. Maybe you look like a minority. I'm pretty white, man. I guess they say that white people are slowly going to be the minority now. They were just sitting there at like a speed trap or something, I guess, waiting for an idiot to come by. Okay, now we're finally in business. AP87, active pieces but no real plan, and he's basically suffering from the structural defect now. He might have some sort of tactical save here. Bishop d7, queen c4, bishop b5. No, I have queen takes c7 there. Game over. All Alright, well if they pull me over, they pull me over. I'll just do it every day. until I get the new registration. I'm not doing anything illegal. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't know. Okay, Queen A4. Now I know. Another pawn. Double pawn. Double pawn sacrifice. 2 for 1 sale. Queen takes A6 and queen takes C4. He gets on the 7th here, but I mean, he doesn't even do that. Wow. So, I thought rook B2. But now we're just walking like Christopher Walken. Walking down the board. H4, good try, good try. H4 is a very, very sensible move, sir. Why do you have to find counterplay like that? Stay away. A4, H4. That is a little bit annoying. Alright. The diagonal. The diagonal of defense. I'm going to risk letting him wedge that pawn down there because of the diagonal of defense. You cannot get me off the diagonal of defense. And now the H-pawn looks a little overextended, actually. How do you feel about that? Does it feel overextended? He's going after my A-pawn. Maybe I should have protected it. Guys, I'm just a little bit... Earl Dixon says scanning plates is done automatically up to 60 plates per minute. Wow. Seriously? That's unreal. I had no idea they could do it that fast. So what am I doing here? I'm only up 2 pawns. We're trying to eliminate the danger pawn, but actually I don't know about this. Maybe this wasn't such a hot idea. Oh man. All right. Oh dude, you're killing me. He just won't die. He just won't die. I don't believe it. Oh man. Brother, I like how Merle's having a conversation with his alter ego. You guys are great. Uh-oh, Queen H5. AP H7. I mean, damn, dude, he'd had a draw against me recently, too. What was that game? I forgot. He's playing better and better. The dystopian. Queen H6. Man, this dude is defending like a genius. Until this move. Now I can take... try to use the G file, I guess. Damn, this is still hard. He's driving me absolutely berserk. Am I even like equal here? Am I like worse now? I mean, his play is amazing. Such a tough ending. He just keeps hanging on. Now I'm like worse. Unbelievable. I'm worse now. He moves almost instantly. Rook f8. That's pretty random. I'm like trying to mate myself. This was a weird decision. He just like screwed up his position. He was really holding with all sorts of different threats, and trading queens is the worst thing he could do. Absolutely the worst thing you can do there. Now you're just lost. Never get out of the boat. Rook f7. Like a brilliant defensive move. Look at that. Nice job. Barely winning. Now it's over. That's too much. You cannot survive this. Too much. Guys, I'm going to be back on Sunday. Thanks everybody for watching and subscribing to the stream. Thanks for the bit support. We will be back on Sunday with a simul. Trying for mate. Maybe a check. Put up really a lot of resistance. I think at some point black might have been all right here. Might have been all right. He resigned. Okay, man, tough game. I'm going to have to close out the last challenge. I'm going to see you guys on Sunday for our simul. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Thank you from the Chess Panda crew. Micro Panda, goodbye. And the Macro Panda, goodbye. I will see you guys later. Thanks, JCS and Soltiga, for being here to moderate. And once again, simul Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.